About roads and cars, we got the CEO of WOMZA in the building, Mr. Ishmael. How you doing, sir?
I'm very well, thanks. And you guys?
I am fantastic,
I'm
man.
good.
Hey, how's your December?
You know what? You're talking about roads that are busy. If you're inside Joburg, it's quiet. Everybody's left the house.
Yeah, hey.
It's nice.
left the building.
It is so nice.
After a couple of years, man, because people haven't left Joburg like that.
No, normally in festive time, between Christmas and New Year, if you drive to Sandton City, it's quiet.
It's quiet, yeah.
Even Joburg CBD.
You know, I was having a chat with my friend the other time. Like, you know, I actually enjoy the quietness in Joburg.
Yes.
I don't travel because everybody's there.
Myself.
Yeah, and I like the quietness in Joburg.
So
Well,
very
I'm
nice.
from Joburg, so where am I going?
So you're the one of the Joburg people that
Yes.
enjoy.
I
the
enjoy
things.
it.
All right, cool. Let's just dive straight into it. What is WOMZA?
Okay, let's reverse all the way. So when I came into motorsport in 1996,
Okay.
there was only one controlling body called Motorsport South Africa, and some other gentleman called Tim Stevens decided to open another controlling body.
Okay.
And that handled the oval track racing, most of the oval track racing. But somehow it just grew and grew to something unbelievable. And 3 years ago, I was saying to my mate Dumi, we need to build a track. We need to get kids off the streets. We need to build a track so we can, look for boys out there that can do something, that can be role models for people in their wood,
Yes,
and it'll take the kids off from doing the wrong things and coming to sport again. And we were just chatting about it, and eventually he said to me, come, let's get land and let's start building a racetrack. And when we started building, I said to him, how about us having our own controlling body so that we don't get controlled by anyone?
Yes.
Because I don't like being controlled.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
how did you choose the location for your racetrack after you came up with the idea of doing this?
So my mate Dumi has places on the East Rand, and East Rand is the most booming area where street racing is so rife, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
East Rand, if you want a dice or you want to test drive how fast your car is, go into the towns in the night, you'll meet a race there.
I live on Modderfontein, and at night you just one way. People are just losing their minds.
But they even race there, they come
Yeah.
and challenge each other there. And we thought, you know what, going, taking this onto a track, doing it in a enclosed, safe environment where there's an
Yes.
ambulance, where there's control over everything.
Yes.
It will help us get the kids off the street. Not kids, adults. There's opas racing still on the streets.
Is it?
Nice.
Wow.
I'm a opa and I'm still doing
Let's
it.
do it. No, that's what's up, man. So, what makes it stand out across the continent? This particular racetrack.
Because we have a drag strip, which is 900 and odd meters
Is it the
long.
first in the South Africa or this other
No,
ones?
there is quite a few. But when you look at the others, it's only this or only that or only that. Okay,
So you have to go to a specific racetrack to get a specific thing.
That's right. Although we spoilt in Joburg because there is quite a few different types of racetracks here. But what we have is, we have a quarter-mile drag strip, we have a full race circuit,
Oh, okay.
we have a drift circuit on its own, we will have a spin circuit on its own, and we have a full racing circuit, which is your return strip from the drag strip. So, and then next door we have Formula K, which is the biggest go-kart track in the southern hemisphere. It's 1.9 kilometers long
Ooh.
as a go-kart
Hey,
track.
man.
Nice. So, motorsport infrastructure development is rare in South Africa. So, what challenges have you faced, and what advice would you give to others in the industry?
You know, guys, what I can say is, first, get your kids out to a racetrack. Get them to a karting track just to see it.
Yeah.
You know, you walk into any house and you look at the kids, they're not playing golf on TV, they're playing PlayStation.
Yeah.
And what are they doing? They're racing cars.
My son has a whole fleet of cars.
You see?
Inside the
He
place.
always tells me, Mommy, I want baby red car shopping.
Wow.
He always wants to go shopping for a new car.
So now, these kids don't get exposed to the real thing. And by not exposing them to the real thing, we're not finding the real talent in this country.
Yes, because you don't know what if you're good at something until you try it.
100%. So what has happened over the years? okay, I don't want to go into a apartheid thing or anything, but just how everything escalated.
Yeah.
The kids with the money got into race cars and got the best race cars.
Of course, they got the money, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it was about the money and getting them into the best cars. It wasn't necessarily the talent.
Now that you mention it, when I mentioned to friends or peers of mine that I used to spend a lot of time with my dad at Kyalami racetrack and we'd go eat prawns afterwards, they'd be like, oh, okay, must be nice. And we can't even have a conversation about it. We can't get into it or talk about the racing itself because I feel like I'm so detached from it.
Yeah. And it's like, when kids hear about motor racing, it's something they just look at and say, that's on TV. But it's happening here. It's happening in South Africa.
Yes.
It's happening all over the land. That's why our minister, he's got so involved into the motor racing. I am like,
shout out to him.
Thank you.
No, it's Hell Gates.
Yeah.
He's the one.
I've been with him on numerous occasions now with the race. Yeah, I got
he's the whole vibe.
Yeah.
So how long has been WOMZA available?
WOMZA has been around for 18 years.
Oh, okay.
And we've taken it over now. We increased the volume by 40% already in the last year. In the last year.
What are some of the significant achievements that WOMZA has actually done?
So
the past years
we started in Cape Town with our first event, which was the biggest event in 18 years.
You showed me, you showed me that one, I remember.
And from there on, we put on, I think there was another 6 more events. That was the biggest events in history of South Africa.
Wow.
We put the most people in the stands. Now, the more people you can put in the stands, the more money gets generated through the gates. And now I'm saying to club owners and track owners, let's help the guys now. Let's help them get there. I got to a racetrack in Ellis Rust and I was so impressed. They built a taxi to race around the track.
What?
A real E20.
Are you serious?
I want to see that.
I'm telling you guys, seriously, it's
incredible, man.
That's like the most South African thing ever. I love that.
It's called the Cowboy Cup, guys. I think you guys must join me on a trip to Ellis Rust and go and do the taxi race.
Because that's amazing, eh? That's amazing.
But you know what it done? You know what it done?
What?
Look, motorsport was predominantly white. It was always a white-dominated sport. And now you come to Ellis Rust and you see all these black and coloreds and Indians all there to come and check this taxi out. And that is now exposing our sport more.
That's exposing. You're putting the culture into it as
That's
well.
right. Well, culture is in spinning. There, you can't take nothing away from them.
Yeah. So speaking of, creating talent and also discovering talent in South Africa in terms of motor racing, how does this development open doors, or would it be able to open doors for these drivers to compete internationally and not just in South Africa?
When I heard our minister wants to bring in F1 to South Africa, I thought, sure, that's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And then in my mind, I'm thinking, how do we raise the bar here in South Africa? Because we need to raise the bar. If one is up there, we down here. We need to meet them somewhere.
Yes.
So we need to put in the effort, us on the ground, to get our racing on a higher level. Get it on a higher level. You're taking kids and you bring them through a system. So you have to have a system for them. But the system needs money. We need sponsors out there to back us, to have the system,
of course,
to filter the boys through.
But Formula One's got major sponsors.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Lewis Hamilton, any one of those drivers, they were 4 years old, 3 years old when they started in karting. Most of our kids that we're pulling out is already 13, 14,
Makes sense.
And that's why we don't have a Formula One driver.
So if a kid is interested in getting into it, how do they go about it?
The first thing as a kid, you go to your dad and you say, take me to a racetrack.
That's all.
Take me and show me what is a real racetrack with real cars.
Yeah.
And an entry level would be oval track racing.
Yeah.
It would be the cheapest form at this stage. Although when you get to the peak of oval track racing, it becomes one of the most expensive again. But the entry level to come in, you could just use a stock car. It's called a stock car.
Okay.
And it's called a stock rod actually.
Okay.
And you could come in through a stock rod, which is 30 grand. And you bring your kid in there and we start teaching them. We start them in the junior stocks where it's a development class. And I'm looking for more development drivers as well for 2025.
How does one become a development driver?
You have to talk to me.
No.
I know someone who's really good at driving, and I feel like they need to put it to good use. So how would that person, for example, they just have a normal driving license, they don't have an advanced driving, like what license
No,
do
you
they
don't need a license. You don't need a license for that. You need a motorsport license.
How do you get
Oh,
that?
there's a separate. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
So
alright.
you contact WOMZA and you can do an online license.
Okay.
You get license, you get medical aid. And now you're going to a place where there's an ambulance, where there's it's controlled.
It's controlled, yeah.
Yeah, it's not getting out of hand like some places on the streets. It's out of hand. If there's an accident, there's no one available to help people. And also people just go boss. They just go boss. So they always need someone to have a thumb on them to keep them in the straight line.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of WOMZA, World of Motorsport. God bless you for everything that you're doing for the next generation in terms of especially motor racing. So where do we see WOMZA in the future?
WOMZA is just growing and growing, right? So I am putting our events on TV. Our events are on live streaming. I am now bringing in 4 of the world champions from the UK. That's coming to race in January, on the 25th of January. We're starting one race in Cape Town. Then we're going to go to Vereniging, and then we're going to end off in Pretoria at Mayhem.
Okay.
And later in the year, I want to bring in English drivers as well for our dirt oval. You have a dirt oval as well, where you race on sand.
Oh, I want to see the
And
dust.
there you sideways, and here it's like for Malmin. So.
Oh, that's
I want to be the first one. I
vibrant.
want to be the first one there. No, thank you so much for coming through into the show. Just that we're running out of time, but God bless you for everything that you're doing for the kids and also the next generation of especially of motor racing.
Sorry, before I forget, what's the minimum age that we can bring a kid to WOMZA?
Isn't it like golf carts?
3 years old.
3 years old.
I have a 3-year-old. It's going down.
3 years
I'm
old.
there.
And we have a team where we teach kids as well.
Oh, I love that.
And it's out in Benoni at the Formula K racetrack.
All right.
And we've got a whole team there that helps.
There's a whole sporting of racing. It's a whole world that we actually didn't know, and people don't know that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
That's the
had no
most thing.
idea. Now I definitely know what I'm going to be doing.
It's really exciting, eh?
Yes.
It's a really good way to spend your Saturday. And it goes from day racing to night racing, oval track racing.
Oh, really?
So you race in the day going into the night. And you're done by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock the night. So it's absolutely awesome.
The racetrack, the WOMZA one.
Yeah.
The guys, what you're building. Any estimated time when it's going to be ready?
Well, we're hoping for March to run our first big event in March.
Oh,
and
just close
I'm
by.
going to have you guys there as well.
All right.
There.
Definitely. We're there.
I'm going to have an opening hopefully towards the end of February. I'm also going to have you guys there. I'm going to have the
No problem.
biggest and best dragsters in the country.
Okay.
Our fastest drag cars will be there on show as well. So we're just to show off a little.
Wait, do any of your races have those ones like in Fast and Furious where the girl stands in the middle with the...
Yes, of course.
Can I be that
That's the
girl
culture.
in the short shots? I want to be there.
Well, we
the
first have
culture
to
there.
check you out,
Oh, don't worry. I'll
Yes,
give you my Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ishmael, CEO of WOMZA, World of Motorsport. Thank you so much for coming through, eh?
Thank you
We're
very
going
much.
to see you next year, February, for the launch then.
Well,
It's less than 2 months.
Yes, 2 months' time, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, also a big shout out to you guys at Bogart Radio for
thank
always entertaining me with my clothing. And
No problem.
it's really
I see
awesome.
today you're wearing the sport jeans.
Yeah. It all comes from inside the store here. And guys, just to leave you on this note, please don't chase your passion out there. Forget about that. Be passionate about what you're doing right now, and things will work for you. Just be passionate about what you're doing.
Thank you.
The hits